If a ladder is needed to reach the equipment, position the ladder close to the dispenser near the hanging hardware. Double check to make sure the ladder is stable. Unpack the tools you will need and set them where they will be needed. Remove the nozzle from the dispenser boot and place a rag in the boot to hold the flapper up. Place the nozzle on the nozzle service device upside down with the hose connection over the bucket. Using a wrench, loosen the hose threads. When the hose is unthreaded completely, drain all the fuel into the bucket. If necessary, use a ladder to reach where the whip hose is connected to the dispenser. Use the wrench to loosen the whip hose and then climb down the ladder. While standing on the ground, unthread the whip hose from the dispenser. Be sure to catch any fuel drips. On the ground, use 2 wrenches to loosen the whip hose from the mag brake. Make sure to have 1 wrench on the mag brake's upper half hex. Don't put torque across the mag brake joint. On the ground, use 2 wrenches to loosen the curb hose from the mag brake. Make sure to have 1 wrench on the mag brake's lower half hex. Don't put torque across the joint. Use a brush to apply a thin coat of thread sealant to the curb hose threads. Start threading the mag brake lower half onto the curb hose until it's hand tight. Use 2 wrenches to tighten 2 turns past hand tight. Have 1 wrench on the swivel coupling and 1 wrench on the lower half hex. Do not put torque across the mag brake joint. Use 2 flathead screwdrivers and place the blades in the groove of the lower half of the mag brake. Pry the lower half away from the upper half using the plastic housing as leverage. Clean the threads with a rag and use the brush to apply a thin coat of thread sealant to the whip hose threads. Thread the whip coupling into the mag brake upper until it's hand tight. Use 2 wrenches to tighten 2 turns past hand tight. Use the brush to apply a thin coat of thread sealant to the other whip hose threads. Start threading the whip hose into the dispenser from the ground if possible. Safely climb the ladder and then use the wrench to tighten the whip hose into the dispenser 2 turns past hand tight. Climb down safely. From the ground, line up the mag brake halves and twist and click to reconnect. Check to make sure that the white plastic is showing through the window. Using the brush, apply a thin coat of thread sealant to the curb hose threads. Start threading the nozzle onto the curb hose until it's hand tight. Place the nozzle into the nozzle service device on the bucket and use a wrench on the hose coupling swivel to tighten the connection 2 turns past hand tight.